afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. If the fighters could come take their seats in front of their name tag, behind their name tag, then we'll get started. Thanks.
Sorry for the upside down. Hopefully you can read it, even though it's upside down.
It's hard to read if it's upside down.
I'm taking pictures so you yell at my staff. Why you got it upside down? Here we go.
Good on this side. Fashion.
Where's this kid?
That's a good question.
Who's he with? You want to sit here next to
Well,
him?
yeah.
All right. Wait, where's this kid? Where's our? There we go.
Yeah.
No, it's for.
Let him sit next to. Joe, can you sit over there? Let him.
Yeah, uh-huh.
When you know he's about to come up, you're gonna interpret. Okay, so here's the microphone right here. When it's his turn to
Here,
go
Ellen,
up,
you can sit up
come
here.
on here.
No?
Yeah.
You can sit up here.
Yes.
Come on up here. This way you can. So, Jim. What's up, Jim?
¿Listo? ¿Quieres usted? ¿Habla español? Ah, pues tengo que traducirme también. También.
Kelly, we set? Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to MGM and National Harbor here in National Harbor, Maryland, as Premier Boxing Champions gets ready to present our fight card this Sunday, March 24th, live right here at MGM National Harbor. It will be live on FS1 with coverage going live on FS1 and Fox Deportes on 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Central Time. And then we'll also be going live on FS2 with coverage starting at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Central Time. And once again, it is brought to you by Premier Boxing Champions in association with TGB Promotions and Headbangers Promotions. Tickets are still available at mgmnationalharbor.com. And we certainly are very excited to be back here in National Harbor, Maryland, with a fantastic fight card this Sunday night. This fight card is certainly a stacked one, all culminating with our main card as we have here 3 fantastic bouts this Sunday on March 24th with the Peterson brothers co-headlining this card along with Vernon Brown taking on Jamonte Clark. And this is certainly going to be a card that you don't want to miss. And we're extremely excited to be back here in National Harbor. The crowd is always creates an entertaining and electric atmosphere here at National Harbor. And we certainly are glad to be back here, and we're excited once this card was first announced. I want to acknowledge real quick, we won't have any of the promoters speak, but do want to acknowledge the promotions, Headbanger Promotions and TGB Promotions. I know Brittany Goosen over there, VP of TGB Promotions, does so much great work here and help as a huge part in putting this fight card together. So I just want to acknowledge her before we get to the fighters. But now we will move on to our opening bout on the main card that will be kicking off the broadcast on FS1 at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And it will be a 10-round super welterweight bout with Jamonte, the Quiet Assassin Clark, taking on Vernon Brown. Now, Vernon was unable to join us. He had schedule conflicts with some travel issues, but he will be here for the fight. He is 10-0. He's from Chicago. This is a guy that has been one of the premier young talents in the super welterweight division. He's won 3 straight with 2 coming by way of knockout, so he's got a lot of momentum coming into this bout on Sunday night, and he's looking to continue his success. He has yet to face defeat, and he's looking to continue that on Sunday night against Jamonte Clark. As for Clark, this is a man that is still extremely young in the sport. 24 years old, from Cincinnati, Ohio. He's coming off wins over Dominic Dalton and Ivan Golob. He just got a tough loss over a very high-quality opponent in Jason Rosario last August, and he's certainly looking to bounce back from that and continue his trek over being one of the top up-and-coming premier young talents in the super welterweight division. So without further ado, I'd like to bring up to the podium a man that is 13 victories with only 1 defeat, including 7 knockouts. A very young talent from Cincinnati, Ohio, Jamonte, the Quiet Assassin Clark.
First, I'd like to thank God. I wasn't expecting to be doing too much talking, so I'm in great shape. I'm more ready. His old gotta go, and thank you for your time. God bless.
Real short.
And now we will move on to our co-main event this Sunday night, and this is certainly one that many fans have been excited about for quite some time. This is going to be such an entertaining fight for the fans here in National Harbor, Maryland, as Anthony Peterson takes on Argenis Mendez. And first up, that will be coming up to the podium from San Juan de la Maguana, Dominican Republic. He's coming off a win over the IBF Super Featherweight title with a knockout win over Juan Carlos Salgado back in 2013. He's won 2 straight over his last 2 bouts over Ivan Redkach and Eddie Ramirez, 2 guys that are very high-quality opponents, and he was able to dispatch of them and come out with victories. And this Sunday night, he's coming into enemy territory, which is for sure, and he's looking to make a statement and continue his trek over being one of the top guys in the super lightweight division here in Peterson's hometown. So without further ado, from San Juan de la Maguana, Dominican Republic, with a record of 25 wins, including 12 by knockout to just 5 defeats, please welcome Argenis Mendez.
Hello. Still not speak English good, but I'm gonna try.
Sound good to me.
So I'm very happy to be here. Anthony is very, very good fighter. So I'm ready for fight Sunday. I want to continue winning. So I want to do a great show for everybody, for the fans. So thank you for the opportunity. God bless everybody.
And now we turn things over to his opponent, who I know many people here in the National Harbor, Maryland area and the Washington, D.C. area are very familiar with. The younger brother of Lamont Peterson. This is a fighter that has had much success and is certainly on his way to being in a title contention. He's coming off 7 straight wins. He's finished 5 of his last 8 bouts, and he's really on that cusp of contending for a title, and a win Sunday night can really put him in contention. And 2019 he's been looking forward to 2019. This is a year where he believes that he can really make a statement and contend for a title. He's been excited to be back in the ring after being out of action for a little bit, as he's coming off a no contest against Luis Flores. But before that, he defeated Samuel Nikaye and a TKO victory over Mike Oliver. This guy is an inspiration to many people here in the D.C. area, and I'm sure he will have plenty of fans and a huge supporting system in attendance on Sunday night. And he's certainly happy to be back in his hometown and fight in front of so many familiar faces. So with a record of 37 wins, including 1 by knockout, opposite with 24 knockouts, please welcome Anthony Hazardous Peterson.
How everybody doing? First of all, I want to thank God. Without him, none of this would be possible. Second, I want to thank my headbanger team for always supporting me, always with me all the time. And Hazardous, that's not my name. My name is Anthony Christopher Peterson. I don't have no name. My coach always tell me, you don't mess with profession. So I don't never have a nickname. So for all y'all reporters out there, that's not my name. So let's clear it up right now. Sorry about that. So, but I want to thank Mendez for taking the fight. And I'm just lost for words right now. It's been a minute since I've been, in the ring, but I've been in there with guys like Sean Porter, Jerry Hurd, Robert Easton, Adrian Broner, Tank Davis, along with my brother Lamont Peterson. So I've been in there with them all. So I'm just ready to go out there, put on a big performance for y'all. Don't blink.
Tonight, the main event, as Lamont Peterson takes on Sergey Lipinets in a 12-round welterweight bout this Sunday night. And this is a fight that many fans have been excited about since it was first announced. and for good reason. I mean, these are two guys that are really matched up extremely well, and there's certainly going to be fireworks on Sunday night in this bout. Looking at Lipinets from Kazakhstan, he's moved up to the welterweight division. This will be a second bout in the welterweight division. Just 29 years old. He grew up in Russia and now resides in Beverly Hills, California. This guy has all the talent in the world. He's already won the IBF super lightweight title with the unanimous decision win over Akihiro Kondu back in 2017. He obviously lost it to Mikey Garcia, which is no shame whatsoever. As we all know, Mikey's obviously one of the top guys in the world, and he lost that last March. But he's coming off a win over Eric Bonet in his debut at welterweight, and he's looking to continue to become a two-division champion. And it all starts on Sunday night if he is able to get a victory over Lamont Peterson. So without further ado, bringing up with a record of 14 wins, including 10 by knockout, opposite of 1 defeat, please welcome Sergey Samurai Lipinets.
Всем здравствуйте, очень рад всех видеть, очень рад быть здесь. Спасибо хочу сказать, конечно же, Алхейману за предоставленную возможность. Спасибо большое BBC, спасибо Fox Спорту за то, что транслирует нас. Спасибо моей команде, всем моим менеджерам, всем моим партнерам. Спасибо всем зрителям, кто будет смотреть мои бои.
Good afternoon, everybody. First of all, I want to give a big thanks to Al Heyman for putting everything together for me, for being my guiding light, to my trainers, to my managing team, to my sparring partners, and I'm very happy to be here today.
Спасибо большое Питерсону, он очень хороший боец, у него очень много хороших боев, я признателен за то, что он взял бой. Я готов к бою, очень хорошо готов. Приходите, смотрите нас по телевизору, будет великолепный бой.
I appreciate the fact that Lamont took that fight. He's a great fighter. I have all the respect in the world for him, and I'm sure he's ready, and I'm ready. And don't miss that fight. This fight is going to go down in history.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, Sergey. And now moving over to his opponent. As we already talked to his brother Anthony, and now both guys will be on this card. And this is a card that they've been looking forward to for quite some time, and I'm certain Lamont has been as well. I mean, fighting in his hometown down the road of Washington, D.C., and headlining a card alongside his brother for the first time since 2006. This is certainly a proud moment for both of them, especially Lamont. And Lamont, as we all know, is such an inspiration to a lot of the kids out here. You know, as we all know from him and Anthony, the journey that they've taken to get to where they are now is really a prime example of you really can get out some of the most difficult situations with determination, and if you just have that will. And Lamont has that will, and he has proven it, becoming a two-division champion at 140 and 147. He's won the IBF and WBA 140-pound titles with a split decision win over Amir Khan back in 2011, and he won the WBA welterweight title back in 2017. And this is a man that really, you know, there's fighters out there that will duck and dodge a lot of opponents out there. Lamont is certainly not one of them. He takes on all challengers, and he's really fought a who's who fighters that are some of the best in the world. When you look at the likes of Victor Ortiz, Timothy Bradley Jr., Lucas Matisse, Danny Garcia, and of course in his last fight that we saw, he fought one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world in Errol Spence Jr. So this man is afraid of absolutely no one, and he's looking to put on a show in front of his home crowd this Sunday night. So without further ado, bringing up from Washington, D.C. with a record of 35 wins, including 17 knockouts, opposite of 4 defeats and 1 draw, Lamont Peterson.
How y'all doing? Glad to be back in the ring. Glad to be fighting on a card with my brother, as always, but this time it's going to be a little special because I'll be fighting on a card with my nephew. It'll be the first time that all 3 of us fight on the same card, then it's, I guess it's a little bit more special than that because we got like 6 guys that's only going to be in the car from the gym. So it's going to be a headbanger show for sure. Glad to be back. I just want to thank my team for getting me through another training camp, a grueling training camp as always, but thanks for getting me through safely and in great shape. I want to thank the PBC family for giving me the opportunity to showcase my talent again. I want to thank Fox for airing the show, and I'm sure everyone's in shape. It's going to be a great fight with Sergey. Respect you for accepting the fight. A lot of the top guys, you get a loss or you have a rough year, you kind of want to take it easy and take easy fights. But I think it's our obligation to fight the tough guys. And everybody say I fought this person, that person. Well, what else am I supposed to do? I shouldn't get kudos for that. It's just my job. So I'll continue to do that. And Sunday should be another battle. It's going to be a tough one, a fun one. Should be a bloody one. And I'm going to have fun. Thank you.
Just want to remind you guys, once again, Premier Boxing Champions will be live on FS1 from right here from MGM National Harbor in National Harbor, Maryland. Coverage will go live on FS1 in Fox Deportes at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Central. Our FS2 coverage will start at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Central Time. And once again, I want to thank our promoters, TGB Promotions, as well as Headband Promotions as well. And tickets are still available at mgmnationalharbor.com. And then we'll have our main event right now, I believe. Main event first. So we'll have our main event face off, and then Jamonte will be last.